From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper, and it is time for the premier sports betting show. And boy, oh boy, it is the primetime angles. And I know I've been making you guys miss. I know you guys miss me. We did do 2 shows in Miami though, Thursday and Friday as well too. A little intense because I did do the show outside with the noise and everything like that. And then Friday, my actual computer overheated as we were doing the show. I didn't have an umbrella on top of where I was at. So pretty much I had to finish up in the room. So now you see where we're at, and pretty much we got ourselves in place to go ahead and have a mighty good time. And you know who we have today. We would have had him yesterday, but I was still on the flight back to LA yesterday. But you know what time it is. It's my main man, my co-host for NFL Bet Exchange. And he's like my big brother. And I'm telling you right now, he is the wise one. And let's go ahead and bring in my man, Jeff Dawson, president, CEO, founder, the man, East Coast Sports Investors. He's right here for us right now. All right. What's going on, brother? How's everything going? I'm feeling great. How's everything going with you?
Pops, things are great. It seems like it's been forever since we talked. I mean, we had a nice couple weeks, and then I think, if I'm correct, you had Dallas, Vegas, and then Miami. I mean, I wish I was your suitcase for those 3 trips, but I'm blessed and honored to be here today and excited. The sports world is blowing up. NBA, Julio, NFL, you name it, it's going. So we're excited here.
All right, and let's go ahead and get into Julio and everything like that. I had the graphics for it, I think, but I might have deleted it because I had a whole lot, bevy of graphics that were here as well, too, I was just trying to clean up the house a little bit, but I knew we had to talk about Julio but we're only going to talk about it for a few minutes because, pretty much it's the news has already been put out, but what are your thoughts on this one?
When word got out that he was going to be traded, the 2 numbers that stuck out to us here was the Patriots, and the Tennessee number looked kind of weird. It was like kind of sticking out for a reason. My true thoughts are Atlanta knew this was going to happen. They blew this on draft day. Their move is they have Ryan for this year and I think next year. We talked about this. They needed to move Julio on draft day. They needed to move in and go get Justin Fields, hand him a clipboard. Maddie, this is your show for 1 more year, and then we're moving on. And so there weren't a lot of people that were ready to take him. The Patriots, we got a phone call late last week that it was a done deal. June 1st or later, they'd announce it. But the Patriots weren't picking up the $15 million contract. And as soon as we heard future draft picks, I just think, they would have taken him at the right price. I mean, you look at Tennessee now, Pops. You got Derrick Henry, you got A.J. Brown, and you got Julio. They lose Jonnu Smith as well. They're moving Fisker. I think it's a great spot. It's going to be fun to watch. And I think, I was leaning Colts in that division. I've been the naysayer on the Titans the last couple of years, but I could be wrong again.
All right. So here we are. And, man, I'm telling you right now, they became a top 5 offense the moment they made that trade. Seriously, Atlanta knew what they were doing. Jeff, I said this on our show, week 14, that the way Atlanta is going to have to move on with their future, they're going to have to get rid of Julio Jones, who have been a liability the last 2-3 seasons. He's not healthy. There's always something going on every week. He's one of the only guys I know in the NFL who's on the IR from week 1 to week 16. and missed at least 6 games out of that group as well too. And then when Riley has the season that he had, it shows that he's going to be a dynamic receiver for the future. You get this situation that we run into now. So, pretty much it is what it is at the end of the day. They made the move that any real owners would make. So that's what we do. And pretty much at the end of the day, that's what's going to happen. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a top 5 offense. Doesn't mean that they're going to be in the playoffs, because we've seen top 5 offenses still go 5-11 on the season. So, Tannehill, eased up the money a little bit so they could pay Julio as well too. But this is an all-in move, Jeff. This is almost like a 1-year project, because the Titans aren't that type of team. They brought in Clowney with the same idea that he was going to improve the defense, and he didn't do that. So we know what they're doing. They're gambling. They're sitting over at the crap table, Mandalay Bay, 2 o'clock in the morning. They're up 50 bands, but they're trying to get 100 bands, Jeff. And this is what they're doing right now. So that's my thoughts on that one as well too, brother. So let's go ahead and get into the NBA and talk about last night, and the Bucks. I'm telling you right now, boy, oh boy, these boys find themselves in a position where, at the end of the day, that they got to just keep on going, keep on trying to be as good as possible. And, they really, 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 really do have to, pretty much go all in once they get home. They got shut down and got beat, Jeff. They didn't get beat, Jeff. They got one of them old school whoop you when I want to whoopings. You know what I mean? Mama, you love me, but damn, you must hate me tonight.
The funny part about it, Pops, is this. Game 1, first quarter, Harden gets hurt. You don't see him the rest of the game. The game was competitive. Nets win. Game 2, Harden's out. Bucks opened up +2, closed -1.5. Everyone sees an injured Harden. They run to the window. Oh my God! Here the Bucks are going to make it 1-1. Here we go, and it was box to wire. See you, wouldn't want to be you. Casinos books cleaned up. Everyone was on the Bucks. Okay, as you saw on your bottom here, you scroll it. They open up -4. It only counts as 1 win. What did the Nets do? They held serve. They won both home games, and it's 2-0. Obviously, must win for the Bucks at Game 3. We would expect them to come out guns a-blazing. I think now the Nets are like -285 to win the East, which I think is more predicated on Embiid's health versus how well the Nets are playing. We knew when they put this team together, they were a juggernaut. But I just hope Milwaukee, they got the ghost out of the closet when they came and swept Miami. Don't bow out and don't just say we did what we had to do and then just go out 0-4 here, because I think they talked about it today locally, Pops. The Celtics moved up Brad Stevens into the upstairs because of this. If Milwaukee bows out early, they wanted Brad to come and replace this coach, but we'll see.
All right, so my thoughts on this one is that the Nets are focused, Jeff. Mad focused at the end of the day. And I think that all of us undervalued them in a sense, because everybody wants to say, oh, they got beat and they put together all these great players and blah, 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 blah. But they got the players that the Lakers needed. The Lakers needed Blake Griffin, not Andre Drummond. The Lakers needed, even though he did bow out, they needed a guy like LaMarcus Aldridge. You know what I mean, Jeff? They needed the guys that these fellas picked up down the road. You know what I mean? And that's what makes this thing so special with them, is that they got those guys because they were able to get them to really buy in on what they're talking about. And that's what it's about at the end of the day. That if these guys can show you that they can win, you're going to come to them. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So that's what we're looking at. That's what we're feeling. And I really do feel that we are in a good place right now in the NBA. And you know what? People have to understand LeBron time is about over. Okay? And that's what people got to understand, is that LeBron is 37, is about to be 37 years old. I'm 37 as well, too. I could barely get out of bed this morning. I don't know how he does it every day, to be honest with you, okay? So, and I've been retired from basketball for 15 years. So, thing is, I don't know, LeBron. I don't know. But at the end of the day, everything will work out. This is what the NBA has to do. It's a really a changing of the guard, and people have to understand that part immensely. Now, let's go ahead and switch gears up a little bit here and get into this Phoenix and Denver game that kind of went to the left. Okay, but no worries. I'm gonna have to do. But you guys already know we got a new team member here. My man Zion. He's gonna be working the graphics for us from now on. And everything. So I just want to send a big shout out to him. So pretty much I'm helping him out a little bit today, making sure that it's everything. He's getting the basics down. So, Jeff, say hello to Zion. Make sure, he's make sure you're going to see a lot of Jeff. You know what I mean?
Well, welcome, Zion. Welcome. It's a piece of cake. You got a great leader there with Pops. All good, and welcome to the family.
And then, okay. All right, so pretty much Nuggets start fast, but Suns get a second half surge led by CP3 and 122 to 105 last night. And I think that Joker's still my MVP candidate. I don't care. And I think what happened last night was a lot of the fan frenzy jumped into this one, Jeff, in my opinion, to be dead honest with you. What do you think?
The funny thing is, I had it on in the background, and Denver, I think, got a 6 or 7-point second half lead, and then late in that third quarter, Phoenix closed with a 16-0 run, and then next thing you know, fourth quarter, it was thanks for playing. I thought initially Phoenix a little overpriced in the series, minus 220. Listen, they just knocked off the world champs. Booker has been absolutely amazing. Aiden, and obviously they're going to go as far as the health of CP3, and they were talking about it today. Look at this team 6-7 months ago, and you bring in a veteran like CP3. I'm telling you right now, Pops, you guys almost had him a handful of years ago. That was your guy right there. I'm telling you, if you had a CP3 with LeBron and AD, I think just the floor general, he might even help the kids along further than where they are today. I think that was your piece there. But anyways, getting the Suns. Listen, you talked about LeBron leaving. In a couple of years here, the West is stacked with young guns, and so there's people in place to replace LeBron, or should I say, the next man up. And we all know ESPN and the NBA is hoping that's Zion Williamson. We'll see there. But I think the West has been great, and I'm excited for Phoenix. It's great to see him there. Back in the old days with Kevin Johnson, Ziggy Marley, Thunder Dan. Those were the days with Charles, and it's fun to have him back.
Yes, it is. And see, Phoenix is a fun group at the end of the day. And I knew this going in, and that Chris Paul has that David Justice Moneyball type situation going for him right now, where I don't want you for who you were. I want you for who you are right now. And that's why the Suns are thriving in this situation as well, too. Devin Booker is now playing a game that he's comfortable with. He doesn't have to keep handling the ball. He doesn't have to keep leading the way. What he does is he makes buckets. But I know everybody says you obsessed with the big man, blah, 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 blah. But people have to understand, I coached basketball for a good 10 years of my early life of doing stuff, okay? And every time I had a good big man, I had a great team, okay? So I know what I'm talking about when it comes down to the big man at the end of the day. And pretty much this, to me, is a way to go ahead and really say to everybody that the big man is back, okay? He's back in full abundance. AD, big man, can do it all. DeAndre Ayton's a throwback, and he can do it all as well, too. and he runs like a gazelle as well. And then you got the Joker, the man of all trades, the Joker. You know what I mean? The guy that you say you laugh at 24-hour fitness, then he goes and cooks you then he scores all his team's points. And then you're saying, man, he cheating. So that guy right there is a special, special player. And then, you go and get into Joel Embiid as well, too. And their teams have been monster successful this season. Not just successful, they've been dominant, Jeff. When the ball goes into the big man first, he can go ahead and make the defense honest. And you know what? That whole run and gun era of the Warriors is coming to an absolute end, Jeff. A lot of people have to understand that part. Everybody going to make threes in the game, but they're not going to be the most needed player on the court anymore. You know what I mean? You need the big man to stretch you out. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you like this. One of the most important people in Phil Jackson's triangles throughout the years, other than Shaquille O'Neal and Lamar Odom in the Bulls years, was Bill Cartwright. Knew how to pass out that center as well. And then he had two guys with the second group of champions with Bill Winnington and Luke Longley, who could do the same exact thing. So at the end of the day, if you can find yourself a center that knows how to direct the offense just a little bit, you're in good shape. That's my point. You're in good shape. Final thoughts, Jeff?
I think it's going to be a great series. Again, Suns running hot. I think Denver, the public's all in already on the Suns game too. I think that's already moved up to 6. But again, the Denver team is different without Jamal Murray. We understand that. But after, Denver upset Portland, he made it clear it's a different team. We knew we weren't having Murray. We're not here to just win one series. So I would not sleep on Denver. And as you talked about Jokic a few minutes ago, the MVP of the NBA, I would not sleep on this team because when you do, just ask Portland. They'll come bite you in the ass. They'll steal one at home, and then they'll rob you at home. So this series is far, far from over.
Yes, this is a 7-game series in my eyes. So that's what it is, and that's what it's going to be. So pretty much with that, let's go ahead and check out our cool sponsors here. HatClub.com. These guys are absolutely epic in what they do. I love their stuff. And I think that, pretty much Father's Day is coming up. Jeff has 2 very smart and bright daughters. And I think they need to hook Pops up with some Boston Red Sox hats, get him a Raider hat, get it for cool Bo Jackson jersey, then go get him a irrelevant team's hat, like say somebody who you don't see a lot of their gear, like a Jacksonville Jaguars beanie or something, or Kango hat. You know what I mean? So girls, hook him up. He always takes care of y'all. Y'all take care of him. So with that, we will be right back. And this is the Premier Sports Betting Show, the Primetime Angles Live with the one and only Pop DiBiase, and we will be right back.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners and I'll Have Another and Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
Tune into Big Wave Boxing every week with a brand new guest with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, getting the best boxing stories, best boxing angles, and the truth when it all comes down to the sweet science. Tune in to Big Wave Boxing on the Prime Wave Media channel on YouTube.
All right, we are back, and let's go ahead and get to Blue Crew Daily. The Dodgers got themselves, it looks like, 3 easy games this week, in a sense. You know what I mean? It looks like it's spring training a little bit. You know, remember in Little League, Jeff, when you had that one team with all the little guys, and then you're on the team with all the big guys, and you know that what you're going to do to these guys. But sometimes the little guys could step it up. Because little scrappy guy who's a really good pitcher who's going to be really annoying. And then they're going to have the guy that you can't pitch to, and he's going to be like Jose Altuve. And if you throw something nice over to him, he might hit a home run. But it's a lot of mites with the Pirates. You know what I mean? And I think the Dodgers should be okay. They're going to conclude their six-game trip, their road trip, with 3 games here in Pittsburgh versus the lowly Pirates. And pretty much it is what it is at the end of the day. You got Walker Buehler on the mound, 4-0, 2.82 ERA. Then you got JT Brubaker, who's probably the best thing going for the Pirates right now. He's 4-4 and he's 3.74. When you see guys record like this, you can't say, "Oh, he's not that good of a pitcher." No, he's a gamer. You know what I mean? He doesn't give up a lot, but he might not get a lot of runs from his side. You know what I mean? So, Jeff, real quick, what are your thoughts on this series and the game tonight?
Of course, on paper, this is a cakewalk. Buehler versus Brubaker. It's a series that, again, you expect to take all 3. At least win the series, go 2-1. Just looking at the numbers here, this is the public game of the day. 94% of the bets, 93% of the money all come running in on Walker Buehler. Even the run line. I think that's what Vegas really trying to get you there, brother. Dodgers to win by a 1.5 or better, and that's at -125. Again, I expect them to roll. It's like an all-star team versus a double-A team. Keep focused, get you 2 or get you 3 and get out of Dodge. Stay healthy. No more injuries. Stay healthy.
Right. That's what people have to understand. When July hit and the weather just gets a little bit hotter in Los Angeles, I'm talking about them 90-degree days, just 90 to 100-degree days, and they at the stadium. Oh, it's going to be a lot of runs getting scored by the Dodgers as well, too. Yes. And Cody Bellinger's back, and Cody Bellinger is certified. We both know that. He's very certified. So that's what we're doing here. Let's go ahead and jump into our games for today. And our games up first, the Braves and the Phillies. All right. So pretty much we got the Braves and the Phillies here today. I wanted to let him do it. So pretty much the Braves and the Phillies, and they are going to be – this is going to be a good game, Jeff, because I think that a lot of people are going to overlook the Braves today. And when they overlook the Braves, that's when we jump in, Jeff. That's when we make them smart, Jeff. Okay, but let's go ahead and look at it real quick. But the thing is, though, I like Nolia more on the mound today. I'll be honest with you. I just kind of want to tease it a little bit because I know there's some people out there that are probably going to be hitting me up talking about, what do you think about the Braves today, Pop? Yesterday it was the Royals, Jeff. And I said, okay, you're in a 50-50 position. You're going with a brand new arm. You know what I mean? The guy gets popped for 4 runs on debut. It happens. Now we've left the farm, and welcome to your reality. Just know who you play for. That's why. And, you can't come with those same minor league pitches that was working in the minor leagues. You know what I mean? As soon as they see that juicy fastball coming down the middle, and that same guy was striking out, he was striking out all those old guys and young guys. Oh, it don't work like that on this level, especially with a team that had almost 6 pitcher. But Braves today, they got Drew Smyly on the mound. Drew Smyly's been rugged this year. He's 2-3, 5.98 ERA, 43 strikeouts over 16 walks. But Aaron Nola is absolutely dominant, but his record doesn't show up like that. You know what I mean, Jeff? So They got to get him some runs today, but I really do feel they're going to get him some runs today, and they're going to be dominant about it as well too. So that's why I'm taking them with the 1.5 today on the spread, Jeff. And I'm knowing you're probably sitting out of this one. Are you doing anything with this?
Yeah, we looked at it. Nola has had a great overall career record against Atlanta. He opened up today minus 147, currently at 160 at Pinnacle. We're tracking 65% of the bets and 71% of the money all rolling in on Nola. So the tickets and money going in the right direction. The Braves for us have been Jekyll and Hyde. Every time we release them, their offense is nowhere to be found. Go against them and they'll put up crooked numbers and double digits. So a Jekyll and Hyde team for us. I can see your idea and thought process here. It is a hard pass for us. When you bet on the Phillies, you should kind of lean first 5 because their back end is atrocious. When you go against the Phillies, you go the full game. Even if you're trailing, you have great ops to score some late runs on that pretty bad back end and bullpen.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into our next game. That's going to be the game between the Mariners, the Astros and the Red Sox today. So pretty much Astros, Red Sox. We have ourselves a really bang up game here. So we have ourselves in a position. You know what I mean? A lot of people like the Astros today, but the Red Sox winners of 5 in a row. And I trust Martin Perez. Martin Perez is a much better pitcher as a Red Sox, period, point blank. But we do know that Houston's bringing up their stud, Framber Valdez, who's 1-0, 1.64 ERA, 14 strikeouts over 4 walks. He's impressive. But Martin Perez is going to have that home feel with him. He's going to have the crowd with him today. And with Boston playing the way that they are, I got to jump in on Boston. This is the 1 and 2 best teams when it comes to batting average. And I think that Boston, the way that they heat up, they'll win 7 out of 10 here, 9 out of 10 there, because they're just a good team, period, point blank. So I like Boston today, but not to straight up win. I think that paying a little bit of extra on the spread is okay. What are your thoughts?
This game kind of intrigues us. Astros did take 3 out of 4 last week against the Sox. The Sox won that 4th game on a Monday. They did see Valdez, his first game back. He has been pitching great. This game opened up with the Red Sox minus 104. It is now flipped to the Astros minus 116. And that's with 52% of the bets coming in on the Sox, but a 60-40 split on Houston. So the sharper, heavier money has come in on Houston. A little reverse line movement there, or sharper, heavier action on Houston. Tough spot here. As you did state, Perez has been great, especially of late for the Red Sox. They got over a 10, juice to the over minus 115. Kind of intriguing here. 2 of the better teams, obviously, in the American League right now. Houston's caught their stride. The Sox have won 5 in a row. Did have to play the makeup game yesterday against the Marlins. Look for a tough battle. We're going to currently pass, but if we did release this, we do lean Houston with the reverse line movement currently right now.
All right. So we move on to our next game, which is going to be the Brewers and the Reds. And the Brewers and the Reds, this one right here is a divisional game, but you got the Reds in a weird position. They're the favorite today, Jeff. You kind of get scared a little bit, like the Reds are the favorite, but Sonny Gray's their best pitcher. He's on the mound today, and he's been doing well at home. So why not, right, Jeff? Why not? So I look at this one and I tell myself, Hauser, 48 over 23. You know what I mean? And then you have Sonny Gray, who's 1-4 with a 3.64 ERA. That comes from not getting any run support, but he's 16-20 on the season, though, Jeff. So pretty much I like this spot, but I think that this one is more of a scoreboard watch, to be honest with you. This one right here is a game that winds up being a game that I feel goes under 8.5 today. I don't feel like there's going to be a lot of runs in this game, Jeff. What are your thoughts?
Well, I got a weather alert here. First pitch is at 7 o'clock, and we got a 32% chance of rain. But as the game progresses, 8 and 9 o'clock, looking at a 54 and 36% chance of rain and light rain. Again, Cincinnati, a great offensive team, playing better of late. Jesse Winkler needs a P test. The guy is just on fire, hitting bomb after bomb after bomb. Sonny Gray, kind of that lightning rod for the Reds on the mound. Milwaukee, again, like Atlanta and even like Minnesota, inconsistent, offensively really struggling. Yelich been out for a while, now is back, and you still don't know about his back. Public is eating up some Cincinnati here, opened at 125, now at 134, and I'm actually seeing 140 at Chris. I mean, the value shopper here definitely is Milwaukee. For us, is a hard pass and a scoreboard watch as well.
Right. I like the under here, Jeff, because you just told me the weather's going to be pretty nasty. Not nasty, but it's not good summer weather. It's weather that's going to have you going back into the bullpen, possibly. Hopefully that doesn't make them stop the game or anything like that. I've seen St. Louis go through a whole game with light drizzle before. So, at home. So, it is what it is at the end of the day. But let's go ahead and move into our next game, which is going to be the Blue Jays at the White Sox and Southside versus the North. The North. It just sucks not seeing the Blue Jays at home where they belong in Toronto. Come on, Toronto. Let them come back home. All right. Golly. You had to be in Buffalo last year. Now you're in Tampa. Are they in Tampa or are they in Orlando?
I think they're back up now in Buffalo. And it's funny because Canada's opening up the border for the next couple of weeks because the Canadians are in the third round. So they're allowing the U.S. teams to go and play without any, what do you call it there? Sit-outs and all that stuff because of COVID. So be interesting to see how as the season progresses, if the Jays can get back home.
See what happens when you win like 25 championships. They'll break rules for you. People forget about how great the Canadians were most of their franchise. They've been sorry since the 2000s, but all you hear about was the Canadians back in the day.
They were great. They owned Boston, that's for sure. They were talking about, I think the 69 Canadians today held the record till this one. It's been like 490 minutes since Montreal has trailed. They've won 7 games in a row now, and they haven't trailed since it would have been they were down 3-1. So game 5 to the Leafs, they have not trailed yet since then. Hot goalie.
All right. Hot goalie. Hot-ish. So you already know what it is at the end of the day. And pretty much, man, Jeff, let's go ahead and move on to our next one. Indians and the Cardinals. This is a good one, Jeff, because they're going to come in here and really overbet the Indians today, but Carlos Martinez is still a dealer. You know what I mean? Carlos Martinez, when he's on, is pretty good. But when he's off, he's pretty bad. But I truly do think that this is a game that winds up being just like our last game, in a sense. And I think this one winds up being more of a where's it at? Okay, so I think this one
No, it's in St. Louis.
Yeah, it's in St. Louis. But the thing is, though, it's a part of our group, but I don't have it in my pick 6. But all in all, because I have another game in the pick 6. That's the whole thing. So pretty much, and yeah, it's the Yankee game. Because we don't need to talk about the Yanks and the Twins. Come on, Jeff. You know what it is. Twins suck this season. Twins couldn't beat themselves out of a wet paper bag right now.
And you talked about this game right here. A couple points. Carlos Martinez, I think it was his last start, didn't get out of the first inning, gave up 9 runs. Big red flag. Is he hurt, or is it just couldn't get loose, something wrong, or just a bad day? And Bieber also struggled in his last start. He's a lightning rod. A big price on him. Opened at 171, now at 162. A big public favorite today. Kind of sort of 50-50 split, though, we're seeing of late. We're getting some buyback on St. Louis. So currently a tad of reverse line movement on St. Louis, but a game where if you expected one of the two pitchers to bounce back, obviously would lean Cleveland here. Price is real steep for us. If you were to play Cleveland, we would suggest to play the run line. You're guaranteed 27 outs. Seeing them being the road team, and then just move on from there.
There it is. All right, our last game here is going to be the Padres and the Cubs. Padres playing over here at home today. Cubs over here trying to get some get back from last night. And we're going to see how this one shakes out, man. Yeah, it was over under 7 tonight. But you know what, Jeff? I'm going to be bold here. I'm going to put my foot down. I love the Cubs tonight. I think the Cubs are a big winner tonight. And I love the plus 145 on them. So let's go ahead and get our dog of the day home. What are you thinking?
You know, it's funny because they opened up at 150 and 165. There's been a huge move on them. I'm seeing 179, 180 at the Golden Nugget. I got them at 181 at Heritage right now, 183 at Bet Phoenix. So again, big steam move on the Padres. They did win game 1. Tonight, Lemmet versus Davies. Haven't been a big Davies endorser, but the actual value play definitely, in the hands down, no doubt, will be on Davies. Lemmet has struggled to get length and distance. He is still coming off of injury. Respect the Padres. They're a hell of a team. But I just think overpriced here. I would not ever lay the 175 or 80. If you are looking to play the late West Coast game and looking for a little value shop, I do agree with you here with the Cubs. If you do shop around, you might even be able to get around plus 155 or maybe even 160.
All right. So let's go ahead and check out a cool little sponsor that we have here, and we get you 7 days free here too as well. That's going to be Fubo TV. So with Fubo TV, we can get you 7 days and pretty much get you right where you want to be at in the sports world and all that good stuff, Jeff. They got every network as well too. You got yourself the network being the FS1s, the ESPNs of the world, FS2 as well too. Also, you get majority of all those games if they are covered on by Fubo as well too. And for my horse bettors, you get both TVGs as well. So this is a really good bargain right here. And you still get your live TV as well, and you still get your entertainment stuff. So $55 a month. Once the 7-day trial is over, we'll get you guys Fubo TV and have you guys up there excited every Saturday and Sunday once the NFL does return and everything like that, and the college football as well too. So Jeff, Thursdays, what is it for us? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday for college football, Thursday, Sunday, Monday for NFL. So we got that on lock, right?
Currently, yes.
Right, unless they start changing games. I can't wait to get to those MAC nights. MAC nights are the best in Vegas, Jeff. But we'll get back to it. Let me go ahead and run the commercial real quick, and we'll be right back. You guys get that Fubo TV. We'll be right back in a moment with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles, live with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Kappa, and we will be right back at you. All right.
The Viget app, where social media meets sports betting. Get the latest line movements in all major sports. Track your daily bets, daily contests, the NFL over-under contest that pays out $10K in cash prizes. This is a cutting-edge app that helps betting be easy. Sign up with the reference code POPDBIC and you will be able to watch my daily show, The Primetime Angles, as a resource to building that bankroll. Viget is available in your Apple or Google Store on your iOS or Android. The social sports betting app, Viget.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
All right, we are back with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles, live with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, with my main man, the Don of Cape Cod himself, Jeff Dawson, founder, owner, CEO of East Coast Sports Investors. All right, so you guys, let's go ahead and jump into the NBA playoffs tonight. Up first, it's going to be the Hawks at the 76ers, and let's go ahead and look at the lines here for that game. And boy, oh boy, the Hawks coming into this one as everybody's brand new favorite girl that just came to the school. Jeff, seriously, Jeff, you know that girl that comes in is halfway through the semester and everybody's damn, she's fine. That's how they treat Trae Young right now. You know what I mean? And Trae Young, that's all good and stuff. All what's going to happen tonight is that the Hawks are going to be a monster overbet, and the Sixers are going to crush them, in my opinion. What are your thoughts?
You know, you look at this, and again, I'm someone that looks at the series odds, the Eastern Conference series odds, and then obviously the NBA championship. And once Embiid went down, then this series opened at Philly minus 210, started to go all the way down to 180, and they opened up -2, and then Embiid says he's going to play. They go to 3.5, and obviously they get crushed first half, bounce back. We have the Sixers coming out of the East. We have the Sixers cutting the Nets down. Obviously, doesn't look good right now. But my point is, Atlanta's a scary team. I mean, say what you want about Trae and company. They already won game 1. They're going to be a bitch in game 3 and 4 at their place. Trae's like Booker, like Curry. I mean, he silenced MSG. He's already silenced the Sixers. So I expect a big thing from Philly. I hope they do make a statement. I'd like to see them up by 20 plus at halftime to rest Embiid. So it looks like a public play. 79% of the bets, 87% of the money, all coming flying in on Philly. The spread opened at 5.5, currently 6. Money line opened at 230, now at -260. Listen, I'm all in. Go Philly, Philly, Philly. But I'm still leery of Ice Trae and company.
Man, I feel, and to me tonight, the guy has to be Tobias Harris. Straight up, Jeff. He's the third link in this group, but really the second link, because Ben Simmons, you can't rely on him to score. But Tobias is a guy that can actually take over games, get 30, 40 points, and they're going to need him to be huge tonight, Jeff, in my opinion. So I truly do think the 76ers should walk away with this one, but it might be a scrap that they might not be ready for. But I think what happens tonight is that the game goes to the Sixers, and they keep the game well under as well, too, Jeff. So with that, that's what I'm going with. And let's roll into the next game. This is a doozy as well, too, because I'm feeling kind of like I might be sick today, Jeff. But we got the Clippers and the Jazz coming up for game 1 tonight. And this one is going to be a fun game, in my opinion. I think what happens here is that you have a Clippers team that's riding high right now. They got themselves a very good win, very good 2 wins in a row against the Mavericks to just go ahead and save themselves, because, you know, that's what happens when you get to the 5th game. It starts becoming a series that's 2 out of 3 games, Jeff. You know this. And so winning game 5 is good, but you got to win the next game. Once you get to 3, you have to win that game, the next game that comes up. If you can't get that game down at 3-2, you will have big issues going into game 7. And I think that's exactly what happened to the Mavericks, Jeff. And you know what? Kawhi Leonard is an absolute monster, an absolute beast. What are your thoughts?
You know, we have Clippers coming out of the West, and we have Clippers obviously facing the Sixers. We do have advanced futures on Clippers, cutting the Nets down as well to save, you know, kind of a, if Clippers face the 76ers, then it's a win-win for us. Didn't doubt them against Dallas, but again, you can't, you know, expect to go on the road and win all 3 games on the road. You saw the real Clippers team in the 7th and deciding game. Kind of funny here, Pops, is they're about plus 115 in the series. So Vegas has Utah a small favorite to win the series tonight. Utah opened up -4, currently -3 now. with 63% of the bets and 69% of the money. So some reverse line movement coming in on the Clippers side tonight, plus the 3 now. And the money line, Utah opened up minus 170, now currently minus 152, where your Clippers were plus 148, now plus 132 to win game 1. 54-46 bets on the Clippers side and 56-44 bets on the Clippers side and the money side on the money line. So line dropped 18 cents to Clippers plus 132, under over at 220 and a hook. So if my math is correctly, they've got this thing pegged at around a 114. No, yeah, math is bad today, Pops. About a 113, 110, no, 112, 110, 109, 108, somewhere. They got it close, put it that way. So I lean Clippers tonight. Sorry for the math, a little off right now, but 111, 109 is actually what they got it at. So it will be interesting, Pops.
All right. So you know what, Jeff? You know what time it is, man. It's time to talk them tickets, brother. It's time to talk the tickets. All right, and this is my ticket for tonight. MLB PrimeTime PK6, 60-91. Pause. My mind's not going there right now, Jeff. A little freaky deaky, but not with
a Gronk special.
All right, so we got Phillies minus 1.5 tonight. Red Sox plus 1.5. We got the under 8.5 with the Brewers and the Reds. Yanks money line minus 115. Then we also have the over 8 with the Blue Jays and the White Sox tonight. And then we end up with the Cubs money line plus 145, brother. What are your thoughts?
I like it. I mean, obviously the price is right, as Bob Barker would say. You got some interesting numbers here. The Yanks do scare me. Which Yanks team, which Twins team will show up? But you're getting a great price and value there. We talked about the Cubs. You're probably even going to get a little more on them now, maybe 155, 60. As you said, hashtag single what you like. I'll be rooting for it. That's for sure, Pops.
And one more thing. If you're going to bet this ticket, don't bet more than $100 on a parlay, okay? If you bet $100 on this parlay, it hits, you're going to make $6,900. So don't worry about that part. Or is it 6,900 or 69,000, Jeff?
6,900.
6,900. And also, if you put 20 on it, you'll win 1,400 almost. All right. So what's the point of going crazy? You feel what I'm saying? And if you just say, you know what, I'm only going to put $10 on it, $690. All right. Just don't cheap yourself, Jeff. That's what I always say. You know what I mean? If you're going to do a parlay, 10 or better. 10 or better. I see people put up $5 parlays, $3 parlays, and they be like, I should have put more. No, you couldn't afford to put more. Okay. So stop. All right. So we move on to our next topic at hand. This is simple. I'm going to go ahead and take the NBA double play here. This is going to be the 5.5 on the 76ers, the over 220 with the Clippers and the Jazz night. Jeff, what are your thoughts?
We talked. I like Sixers tonight. I just, let's keep Trey down early. And I do lean over in the Clippers game. It'd be interesting to see. Jazz have had some time off, and you saw Phoenix in the same boat, and they looked great. They did pick it up in the second half. Clippers coming off that 7-game series. Which Clipper team shows up? Are they a little weary and dragging from the 7 games with Dallas? And if they are, I think the Jazz will absolutely run them out of the gym. So it will be interesting. We'll know early on this game, Pops.
All right, so everybody can go to YouWager, where the world bets at, and boy, oh boy, you guys can get yourself situated and get yourself that great VSX POP promo code that will get you 50% of a match deposit. So if you put up $200, they'll match your deposit with $100, and you get your sports betting journey begins today. If you want to go ahead and deposit today and move forward, use my ticket, make $6,900, then you're off to Miami hanging out. I'm not, but don't worry about me, Jeff. I'm not putting that out there for them. I'm just giving them places to go to. All right.
I got you.
All right. So with that, I want to go ahead and thank our great guest, my brother, the Don of Cape Cod himself, Jeff Dawson, for coming in. I also want to send a big shout out to my man Amani, our graphics producer, who helped make sure these graphics were done and everything today. He'll probably still be working with us as the week progresses and everything, as I train my new soldier here. And pretty much want to send a big shout out to Zion as well too for taking time out of his day. Even though he was headed to San Diego, he made sure he was here for his training situation. So, little brother, I thank you very much for that. And Jeff, real quick, what are your final thoughts?
Great job, Zion. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pops. Blessed, honored as always here. Look forward to grinding out some Mondays or Tuesdays or whenever you need me throughout the summer as we get closer to the NFL Bet Exchange. All the viewers, listeners that aren't following us, go to Twitter on EC Sports Invest. We'll follow you right back. You can DM us with any questions there. If you want to send us an email, just send it to East Coast Sports Investors @gmail.com. You can check out our website at www.eastcoastsportsinvestors.com. We're going to be putting together a lot of first-time client and premium VIP packages for the fall and rest of 2021, all sports, NFL, college, you name it, we'll deliver it to you. And looking forward to it. And, of course, Pops, great show as always. And East meets West. And as we close, I wanted to show you, I got the Magic and Bird here for you, right here. East meets West. Man. We got the pop. So I got them on the mantle back here. And so with my Jordans and my Tigers and my Pedros, but right here, baby, we got Larry and Magic here. So that's for us, for the show. So God bless.
My man, much love to you, big bro. And you guys already know what it is. As I always say, bet with your head, not with your heart, right? And the movement is moving. This is the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live, hosted by the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and my great guest that's here either Monday or Tuesday. He'll be here sometime during the week. But my man, the Diner Cake Coward himself, Jeff Dawson, and we are signing out, and we are gone.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.